Is good, YouTube? And today we're talking about the hottest topic in Epic 7 when it comes to Moonlight 5-star characters. I'm not talking about her design, which is hot in itself, but I'm talking about just skill kit wise and in the meta for PvP. Boss Arunka. Now, she's currently running in the Mystic Summon banner. I just pulled her barely. I had to pity her, unfortunately. I got like three of the RGB counterparts. I think it was Chloe at the time, which is a 50-50. So I lost the 50-50 three times, and then I had to pity her. But basically, this unit is extremely broken. Just going to say it outright, especially for PvP. And PvE, she's still very good because she's a very good knight because of her passive. And the reason why she's so strong is because of this passive. Basically, at the start of battle and at the end of turn, when she's in the front row, she gets Ferocious Stand. And this will make it so that after she is attacked, CR or combat readiness gets pushed up by 25%. And Ferocious Stand will make it so that only herself can be targeted for attacks. And that is very strong because it makes it so that your team can only really get hit by AoE attacks. The way you can stop this, of course, is unbuffable because this only lasts for one turn, or seal. But if you don't have access to that, or the enemy doesn't have access to that, ML Arunka becomes extremely powerful. And quite frankly, there's not a lot of good seal or unbuffable characters in the meta. The only good one is, or like, not good one, but very strong one, I would say, is New Moon Luna. So if you can dodge her, ML Arunka is just extremely powerful. And even if you fight her, if you just bring a cleanser or dispeller with ML Arunka, such as the newly buffed DN, or even Ambitious Tywin's passive, Meteor Cowrick, or whatever, she gets it up very quickly because it's every turn. And she's very strong because she cycles very fast, she is tanking a ton of damage for your team, and she has a defense break that dispels all buffs. She has a defense buff, a barrier, and her damage also scales with defense, and she has a defense break on her S1, and you'll also see that her soul burn, which is 10 souls, will force a dual attack from an ally with the highest attack here, which is extremely broken, as we know. So just a very powerful character that can tank down and do a ton of stuff for your team. Now, one of the biggest reasons why she's so strong, of course, her skill kit is just very powerful, right? She has a defense break and she just protects your team very easily, is because you don't need Aureus on her because you're just soaking damage for your team, right? And they're not really getting hit a lot. So you can run her on Proof of Valor, which makes her even tankier than she already is. Pretty much makes her unkillable. And also because you can run her on so many different builds, right? Her damage scalings are pretty decent on her S3 and S1, and they scale with defense. So you can actually run her on a counter build, which is like 3k plus defense on like something like Rocket Punch Gauntlet, or I guess if you guys don't have this, if you guys got the other artifact, I actually didn't buy it, but it's the one that's in the limited night summon that does basically the same thing as this. I think it's MOAS. You can run her on that build, or you can run her on something similar to mine where you have low speed and just full bulk with some effect resist. And honestly, I think this is the better way to build her currently because you can fit her into a lot of comps with this. And you can just first pick Boss Arunka and RTA and just build a team around her. And by build a team around her, you can just pick whatever you want and she will protect them. And she's very strong. I think the Bruiser build is better in certain situations, but overall, this overlying tank, protect your carry build, protect your team build is just way better, just for general gameplay and just for more situations. So because of that, I have her on this build, and I think she's very strong. For sets, it doesn't really matter. Put her on immunity set because she's slow. The other two sets, you can go like defense set, health set, effect resist set, or even counter set if you really wanted to. But honestly, just build her as tanky as you can, and you can pair her with pretty much anything. She works very well with anything that dispels for her. She works very well with just hard carries, right? She can work well with Tori here. She's very good with. She's also very good with something such as ML's Celine, if you have her, Spirit Eye Celine. And you're going to see, even with Renok, she's very powerful as well because she just protects her for such a long time, and Renok can scale very quickly with her Pilfer passive. So I'm just going to show you guys one game of using her. You can see how broken she is. Pretty much one of the must-pull ML 5-stars that we haven't had in a while. The last one was probably like New Moon Luna. But I'd say currently she's just as strong, maybe even stronger than New Moon Luna because just of how OP she is at defending her team and because of the different ways you can build her. So I'll show you guys how she works. We're against a pretty common defense team. Laya is a little bit less common, but you swap her out usually for Mort, but pretty much the same thing. And you're gonna see that I actually brought Dien to cleanse with her. And at the start of battle, you actually cannot dispel the Ferocious Stand because it's undispellable. You have to wait for the next turn cycle so it doesn't reapply, right? And right away, what I can do is S3 if I wanted to, because I could, but because I have Unbuffable, I'm just going to S1 and try to wait for my S3 cooldown, or not my S3 cooldown, this Unbuffable to get dispelled. And I think I'm just going to go into Harsetti, just a very annoying character. Resist my defense break, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. We're just going to whittle down their team. And you're going to see right away that she is extremely, extremely oppressive when you have someone to dispel her and just give some off healing, which is what Dien is doing. And right away, I'm just going to S2 into the Abdomen Soufflan to reduce her attack a bit. And then I will S3 into Harsetti here and do a lot of damage. And Renok is also a very powerful unit, but when you have them together, it's pretty strong, right? You can see that she's just tanking all these single target hits here for my team. Barely getting scratched, honestly. Because my buff did not get applied, because of Unbuffable, you can see that my team is susceptible, but she cycles super fast because of her S3, and now I can get this up again. And what I'm going to do here is just go into Harsetti. My game won't freeze.
Don't go flying off on me now.
And this will allow me to quick defense break and not do a lot of damage because I don't have Rocket Punch on it, but yeah, you can see she is cycling very fast for having no speed. And she's just soaking a ton of damage, right? And then here, what I can do, I think I'll just Soul Burn in case I don't kill. Yeah. Force the dual attack, kill the Harsetti off, and yeah, you can kind of see what's happening, right? I'm just tanking down, living everything, and pretty much just allowing my team to do whatever they want, right? I don't think this team comp was optimal into the right side, but yeah, you can kind of see how, like, she's not even 75% health, right? And what I do here is I think I just go into Abdomen Soufflan and try to kill her. But I think the best part is you don't need Aureus on her, so you can make her extremely tanky. And just kind of do a ton of damage with the rest of your team, and even herself, right? Because she has that forced dual attack, she actually does, makes her do a significant amount of damage over long fights where you're building souls. And I can just S3 again. Like, you can see, like, her S3 is just coming up so fast because even though she's slow, her passive makes it so that she cycles turns so quickly. And yeah, there it is. But yeah, that's pretty much Boss Arunka. You're just tanking down, you know, making a lot of space for your team. Very good with Renok, as we saw. Very good with characters that want to kind of ramp up. But even just good in general with characters that don't want to ramp up and want to get out damage fast because she protects them very well. So if you have Mystic Metals to spare, definitely try to summon her at least. If you are considering to pity her or not, I think she's one of the ones that are very, very worth it. And hopefully you get lucky with your summons. And also let me know in the comments down below what you guys have her built on. People are still testing out builds on her even though it's been about a week. I just kind of think, you know, just put whatever on her that makes her tanky. You don't really have to worry about her defense too much even though she scales with it, because just having a lot of bulk is nice and you do still want some health. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next video.